Is it going? Okay. All right, I'm Hannah Riddle. This is part of my audience, some more of my audience. All right. And today, I will be giving a persuasive speech on why lessons of empathy should be taught within the public school district. Okay. Empathy is so commonly debated with immense passion because of its obvious importance within any society, especially the one we live in, because it has recently grown to be more violent than ever. First, I will prove how it is beneficial due to the large percentage of time children spend at school. Next, I will explain how these lessons can easily be incorporated effortlessly through literature. And finally, I will discuss the social pressures that affect this issue, which come from both the media and other students. As I previously stated, I will start off with how the amount of time children spend at school make these teachings beneficial. A typical public school student spends a minimum of 35 hours a week in school. This is a mere 5 hours short of the amount of time an adult spends at a full-time job. At 35 hours per week, math shows that a child spends roughly 16,380 hours at school from the time they begin kindergarten to the time they graduate from high school. This estimate does not include the additional countless hours of club meetings, sport practices, or any other extracurricular activities in which many children participate in. Therefore, it does not come as a surprise that children are heavily influenced by the school environment they are a part of and grow up in. According to a study done by Marston and Kersey in 2013, empathy evokes many beneficial qualities within a child. Some examples include generosity, problem solving, a playful attitude, open-mindedness, selflessness, and a universally more caring outlook. Within these 16,380 hours, teachers have tens of thousands of opportunities to teach the ideas and importance of empathy to their students to overall improve the quality of both cognitive and social development skills in children. This debate stems from whether or not people think taking away teaching time from other core subjects like math, history, or English is worth it. However, it may just so happen that it doesn't have to be subtracted from other subjects. It can easily be woven seamlessly throughout lessons of literature that students already have. By deciding the right novels to teach in reading classes, empathy may be taught to children without them necessarily even knowing it. Kress and Holmes' study in 2000 called Developing Empathy Through Children's Literature says that realistic children's literature is ideally suited to provide a means to assist students in discussing empathy throughout the use of a story. This provides a simple solution that can otherwise be rather complex. While there are many stories for younger children that obviously implement empathy, lessons that help children feel for others can be more heavily applied through novels in both middle and high school that they are already required to read. For example, in The Scarlet Letter, Nathaniel Hawthorne shows the obvious lack of empathy within the community for Hester Prynne. This element of the novel evokes a natural sense of empathy towards Hester from the students. If importance in this emotion was highlighted throughout the lesson, older students would be more reminded of the ties between empathy in novels and their real-life friends. In Kress and Holmes' study, it says that throughout stories, children are able to bring meaning to their lives and make sense of their worlds. This can often be extremely confusing, upsetting, or exciting. Empathy helps clarify these other emotions. There is little sense of wanting to waste the large amount of time children spend in a classroom to only enrich their academic audiences and pay no attention to their social abilities. While discussing social abilities, it is no surprise that for most children, school is the most social aspect of their everyday lives. Many children have siblings and know how to make relationships that way, but there are roughly 20 million households in the United States that have single children. When kids begin school, it is often the first time that they spend that much time with so many other kids. It is essential to make healthy relationships at any age, and empathy plays a huge role in doing so. Mira Kilapuska proved in a study that providing lessons of empathy fights against narcissism as well as promotes mental growth and health behavior. Different networks directed towards a young audience Work hard to develop programs that create an artificial sense of companionship and promote social relationships on television. This definitely helps babies and young children to develop some understanding of working well with others, but there is no true replacement to actually having that interaction. Older children spend an average of an overwhelming 32 hours in front of a television per week, and according to a study done by Masterson and Kersey, it is barely less than the time that they spend in school. Their study also says that violence portrayed in the media substantially decreases the amount of empathy within kids. To counteract this, teachers may promote alternative forms of media like dramatic plays to their students. This way, media can either teach or undo the teaching of empathy, combined with a child's natural desire to belong to a group and other influences that assist in teaching those lessons of empathy. If a teacher implements these ideas and even a few kids begin practicing them on their own, others will naturally follow, creating an altogether more empathetic environment. In conclusion, some researchers and parents believe the implication of empathy would be most beneficial taught within the home. Numerous studies have proven it's substantially more effective for these ideas to be taught in public schools because of the large percentage of time spent at school, the opportunity to teach these lessons effortlessly throughout literature, and also combat the social pressures that come from both the media and other students. Small acts of empathy are already being taught by some teachers. For example, classes signing cards to a sick student and making them put themselves in each other's shoes. If empathy was more prioritized in public school system, there is a high potential for the next generation to have lower crime rates along with better understanding of each individual, creating the eventual extinction of discrimination. Without these teachings having high priority, the future generations can drive the United States to be even more divided than it has already become. Edweek.org says that practicing empathy is sometimes viewed as a soft skill, but the simple regard for others combined with empathetic feelings are vital to a more loving society. Denying the future generations of that seems just unfair. Okay, so that is my speech, and I will show you my audience once again.